5-minute snuggle stories. Bye, Disney. Bambi, the Winter Tale. One winter morning, Bambi was sleeping softly when he heard a thumping sound. "Come on, Bambi," his bunny friend Thumper called. "It's a perfect day for playing." Bambi got up and followed Thumper through the forest. It's a beautiful day. The sky was blue and sunny, and the ground was covered in a blanket of new snow. Icicles glistened on the tree, and Bambi and Thumper raced beneath the frozen branches. As the two friends played, they came across a line of footprints in the snow. "Look at these tracks," Thumper said excitedly. "Who do you think they belong to?" The friends decided to follow the footprints, hoping to meet a new animal. Before long, they came to a tree and saw someone who might have made the snowy tracks. "Wake up, friend owl," called Thumper. The bird peered down at the animals. He had only just flown to his favorite tree branch and fallen asleep. "Stop that racket," he replied crossly and crossed his eyes. Bambi and Thumper giggled. Friend Owl has always been a grouchy one when he wakes up. "Friend Owl, have you been out walking?" Bambi asked. "Now why would I do that?" Friend Owl replied, opening his eyes again. "My wings take me everywhere I need to go." "Oh, I see," Thumper said. "Thanks anyway." So the two friends continued to follow the snowy prints. Soon, Bambi and Thumper met up with their friends, Feline. "You can help us find whoever made these tracks," Bambi said, pointing to the trail. Feline nodded and began to walk with them. "You should see if Flower wants to come too," Feline said. Flower was their skunk friend. When they found Flower, he was fast asleep. Thumper tried to wake Flower, but this little skunk just mumbled, "See you next spring," without even opening his eyes. The three friends decided to keep going without him. Look, Flower is just peacefully asleep. Thumper bounded down the path. He followed the footprints to a frozen pond and glided across. "Come on," he called. "There are tracks over here too." So Feline and Bambi started to cross the path. Before long, Feline had joined Thumper on the other side. But Bambi wasn't a very good skater. His hooves slipped backwards and forwards until he fell flat on the ice. "Oh, Bambi," Thumper giggled. "It's okay. We can go skating later. I'll even show you how to spin around." After lots of slipping and sliding, Bambi finally took a running start and sped across the pond on his belly. "You made it," Feline said. See, he fell down. The three friends walked up the snowy hill. At the top, they spotted a raccoon sitting by the tree trunk, eating some berries. "Hello, Mr. Raccoon," Feline said. "Did you happen to see who made these tracks in the snow?" But the raccoon's mouth was so full he couldn't say anything. He shook his head and began tapping the tree. The friends looked around, and then they heard a tap, 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 tap in the distance. "I know," Thumper said. "He thinks we should ask the woodpeckers." "Oh, thank you, Bambi," The raccoon waved goodbye as the friends headed down the path towards the woodpecker pines grove. Look at the cute little raccoon. He's having a snack. The tapping got louder and louder. Soon Bambi, Feline, and Thumper had found the woodpeckers. The mama was pecking away, and her 3 children were sitting in holes in the tree trunk. They stuck their heads out when they heard Thumper call, "Hello!" "Yes," the mama bird replied. "Did you make the tracks in the snow?" Thumper asked. "No, we've been in here all day," she answered. "Yes, yes, yes," her babies added. Just then, Feline noticed that the trail continued behind the tree. Look at the woodpeckers. Aren't they cute? Bambi and Thumper chatted excitedly as they walked. If the tracks don't belong to the woodpeckers, they don't belong to the raccoon, and they don't belong to Owl Friends. Whose could they be? Bambi asked. Suddenly, Thumper stopped and looked down. They had finally reached the end of the trail. The tracks had led all the way to a snowy bush where a family of quail was resting. "Did you make these tracks?" Thumper asked Mrs. Quail. "Why, yes," she answered. "Friend Owl told me about this wonderful bush, so this morning my babies and I walked all the way over here." Thumper and Bambi and Feline cheered. They had solved the mystery of the strange tracks. They had spent a beautiful day visiting friends. "Oh dear," Feline said as she saw the sun setting over the hill. "I think it's time for us to go home." Look at the quail family. So happy. But when they turned to leave, a big surprise was waiting for them. Their mothers. Thumper was confused. "How did you find us?" he asked. Thumper's mama answered, "Well, your sisters pointed us in the right direction." And then she looked down at the deer and rabbit tracks that the 3 friends had left in the snow. "You followed our trail," Feline cried. Her mother nodded. "Now let's follow it back home," Bambi's mother said. And that's just what they did. Good night.